Yo, what is good? We are back again with another video. Coming to you from Thailand today. We're in Thailand. As you can see, I'm getting a bit brown and that. Get me. It's hot as a mother here. But before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Goes a long way, helps the channel, helps me out, all that good stuff. You know, Thailand ain't gonna pay for itself. That's the reality. But today, I think that it's not necessarily going to be an Arsenal Tottenham preview, but it's going to be talking about some of the things that I see when it pertains to Arsenal. And I think like one of the things I'm sick of when it comes to Arsenal is the double standards when it comes to coverage and even opinions from the average person. I think as well, because of the length of time we haven't won the league or the Champions League, is I would sometimes I would say justified pressure, but a lot of the times now I wouldn't say justified, because now it's basically like shut up, don't care, win it. But now we're ignoring important context that for me is very important when it pertains to should this person do something. So like for example, we at the start of the season, Arsenal had loads of squad depth. If that squad depth gets torn apart, if we get 20 injuries, we no longer have the squad depth. So you can now not say Arsenal should have won it because of squad depth, if that makes sense. Because if you're now saying that, I just think now you're purposely ignoring context in order to like feel better about the point that you're making. Like an example would be like people are currently criticizing Arteta for not like being like doing this crazy attacking football or not necessarily playing like crazy attacking, but all the attackers are injured, brother. Like, the only starter that we have fit was Saka, and he also got injured before. Like, even right now, as it stands, Gyökeres, Odegaard, Noni Madueke, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Jesus are all out. Like, that's a lot of players, and there's not one defender in there. And then we've just got two injuries to two of our starting back four, which is Gabriel and Calafiori. But the whole left side of our defence is now injured. Like Calafiori is back for Arsenal Tottenham apparently, but we don't know about the Gabriel stuff. So for me, like, let's say Gabriel decides to be a long-term injury and we keep getting injuries like this, I would now shift my perspective to where I would say I don't think Arteta should win the league with this. If you do win the league, that's an overachievement because you're missing over 50% of your starting 11 for the majority of the season. Like Odegaard's been out for ages. Gyökeres, I think, actually comes back. Who's this star striker that everyone says now you've got the striker, you should win the league. And now if he's gone, like, you can't now have the same energy. It doesn't make sense. Same with Noni Madueke. He's supposed to be the Saka backup to stop Saka playing 1 billion minutes. He got injured. Martinelli, same. He was on fire, got injured. Kai Havertz, again, the backup to Gyökeres, injured. The backup to Havertz is Jesus, also injured. Like, this is what I'm saying. So, and then a lot of people will be like, Arteta out, he should do this, he should do that. Like, brother, like, what do you want him to do, bruv? Reattach people's hamstrings? Like, I think, don't get me wrong, like, we all want to, don't get me wrong, I want to win as much as the next man, yeah? But, like, I wouldn't say, like people that have the attitude of Arteta out, I think it's actually ridiculous because all of these things are things you can't control. And for me, I'll only blame a person for the things that they can control. Like, even, for example, Arsene Wenger not winning the league for all those years. I don't blame him for not doing that because he couldn't compete financially. He was having to do things that no other top team in the league had to do. And for me, it was overachieving. So, and people saying Wenger out was like, for me, retarded because these are like he's got a lot of things that are out of his control, and people are it's not a willingness to go spend that, bro. Man, can't. Bro. I honestly think when people say Arsenal fans are the worst in the world, I don't agree with it because I think, to me, like I don't think we're top 5 in the league. That's the worst. But I do think some Arsenal fans judge Arsenal with this like ironclad mentality that we've just never had, and I just think Like right now, we've got 9. Like there's 9 of the first team out. Like right now, like it's just like what if you're Arteta? What do you do? And I think that's the question a lot of people need to ask themselves before they have an opinion on something. Is if you think this thing is bad or stupid, what's the right answer? And if you don't have an answer for that, then sometimes it's just out of someone's control. Or if your answer isn't based on that person solving the question, and you still blame them, then I think you're stupid. I think you are not. I think you're just emotional, and to be that emotional about football is crazy to me. Like to where you can't look at things impartially, and all you want to do is just be upset and blame people. I honestly can't wrap my head around anyone that's Arteta out at this stage. But it's funny though, because even though we have all these injuries, I go into every game confident. Like if this was 3 years ago and we had these injuries, like where it's Odegaard, like where we would die without Odegaard, whereas we've been winning games without him. Same with Gyökeres. Like I don't think we're gonna die without him. Like I feel like Mourinho can do a good enough job. Noni Madueke, again, I think would always be right without him. Martinelli, like, we'll do without him. Kai Havertz will do without him. Jesus will do without him. We did, but at one point, Jesus, we were dying without him. So, I think even now, like, for me, credits to the manager for installing that I think we'll win anyway mentality for Arsenal fans, which I don't think we've had in a long time. Like a really, really long time. So to anyone saying that Arteta out, I genuinely just think you're just fucking miles off it, to be quite honest with you. Like Arsenal are primed and prepped to win the league. However, like anything, when it comes to consistency, you need luck along the way. And right now, Arteta is getting beaten up by luck. Like they go away on international break, you're looking at it thinking, because that's the only thing. I genuinely think that's the only thing that will stop Arsenal this year is injuries and bad luck. And like crazy results not going our way. Because I mean, we've had bad refereeing decisions, but I don't think that's enough to stop us winning this league. I genuinely think it's about consistency of availability and consistency of delivering these performances and making sure you find a way to win, making sure you keep those clean, going on another clean sheet run. Like those type of runs that we just had, those are the way you win the league. And we put together 3 more of those runs. Like who knows where we're at the end of the season? Like it could be dark. But I think the main thing we need to do is just find a way to keep all these people fit, man. Because we've had more injuries than games. Like and we're not getting little petty injuries. Like people are out for 4 weeks. People have been out or like Noni Madueke, I think comes back. God knows when he comes back. I think he comes back in December. So it's like now you've got a stretch Saka again. So then now what does that leave his body like? When does he rest? Like who do you play there? Don't get me wrong, we do have Ranieri and Max Diamond, but still, you want to be able to replace top players with top players, and I think at the beginning of the season that's what we had. But yeah, I do feel confident for the Tottenham result. But I just wanted to speak on, like I've seen a lot of unrealistic expectations without context. Like every take and every expectation needs context of the scenario or is stupid. Yeah, in my opinion. Like if you don't have the context of what's going on at the time, it's like saying Arsene Wenger should have won the league at some point before he left in between the Invincible season. But what's the context of that? Like prior to 2007, maybe. But again, then you had Chelsea coming in with all the money. You had a rejuvenated Man United. Like you need the context. You need the context of that. Everything needs context. Add context to every take you have, and then I don't think you're in danger of being an idiot. But if your take has no context, I think you're stupid. But again, my expectations are still that we win the league. And when we win the league, I'm gonna be unfucking bearable. But yeah, boys, like, comment, subscribe. See you boys in the next video.